Hola, mi gente. A big hello from the Beat TV here in Portinax, beautiful Portinax in the north of Ibiza. So we're on our way to Boss Ibiza 2023 to meet up with our lovely friends at Boss Team for a dance congress. They've got amazing guest teachers as well, so hopefully we're going to get to chat with a lot of them. And anyway, we're off to have fun, so bye bye bye.
My name's Pierre, I'm from London. I'm a bachata teacher, salsa teacher, DJ. I got into salsa in about 2001, and it's the usual story. Bachata music, it's all about the guitar, right? So that really called to me. I really love the music as well as the dance. So when I got into dancing, my approach to dancing was always from the music first, and I think that's one of the things that makes me different from a lot of other dance teachers. Hi guys, my name's Pierre, I'm from London. I'm a bachata teacher, salsa teacher, DJ, and I got into salsa in about 2001. And it's the usual story. I was going out with a girl at a time and she wanted to take me along to the salsa class, so I went along with her. Inevitably we split up and I carried on going to salsa and I didn't see her again. But luckily a few years later I met my wife at salsa, and since then she's a dance teacher and we started teaching together. We opened up our own school back in 2004 called Salsa Addict, based down in Croydon in South London. Yeah? And we were running classes from 2004 till 2012. And I really loved it because it's the rhythm, it's infectious. It gets you involved with the dance. It just, when you hear that music playing, just gets straight into your body, makes you want to move, makes you want to dance. Around the same time, about 2004, I also got into bachata. There was a guy called Tony Lara, and he was living in London at the time, but there was him, there was Iñaki Fernandez, and there was Frank Santos. And they were spreading bachata around Europe around that time. And that's when I fell in love with it as well, because my background, I'm a guitar player, right? And bachata music, it's all about the guitars, right? So that really called to me. I really love the music as well as the dance. But me personally, I was always a musician before I was a dancer. So I grew up in a family of musicians. I used to play guitar from a very young age, used to be in bands and stuff. So when I got into dancing, my approach to dancing was always from the music first. And I think that's one of the things that makes me different from a lot of other dance teachers, because my dancing may not be so good. There's lots of other dancers who are much better movers. They've got fancier moves, more tricks and everything else. But for me, the connection is always from the music. So the reason why we enjoy music is because it has that. There's a certain structure to it, a certain predictability that it's like comforting to us. When we hear music, we understand it. Yeah, it's not random, it's not chaotic. So for me, understanding how music works allows me to structure my dancing in a way that matches the music. And if I'm dancing with a partner, it's like playing in a band, right? So when we're collaborating with the music, it actually creates more of a conversation between the music, myself and my partner, so we can all enjoy it together, right? a lot of the dancers that are not so connected with music is very sort of one move, then the next move, then the next move, then the next move. There's no real rhyme or reason to it. But that's not how music works. Music has structure, it has phrases, it has sections. And knowing that there's going to be a verse and then a chorus, it allows you to engage with the music. And so that structure also allows me to engage with my partner. Okay? And it also frees up a space for her to engage in the dance rather than just being a follower and me being the leader. It's like a two-way conversation, well, three-way conversation between myself, my partner and the music. So that's always been my approach to music and dancing. I look at it from the musical perspective first and then see how I can apply the movement with my partner to the music. So that's always been my philosophy. And when I teach it to people, they kind of see the value in that, and it changes the way that they interact with the music and with the dance. And I think that's part of why we dance partner dances rather than individual dances. So if you want to dance reggaeton or street or hip hop, it's very much a personal thing. But social dancing is about connecting with yourself, the music, your partner, the space around you, the other people around you, and it's all of those different levels of connection that make it enjoyable. And the thing that unites all of those things is the music. So the more you understand about the music, the more you listen to the music, the more you immerse yourself in the music, the more it makes the dance more enjoyable. But that's just my philosophy. And when we have music, musicality for me is not so much about what you do; it's about when you do it, right? So, like, you have different sections in your song. You have a verse, and in the verse you have it's like the storytelling mechanism of the song, and the story unfolds from one verse to the next. And when someone's telling you a story, the polite thing to do is just to sit back and listen to that story. And then when we go into the chorus, that's more of when you're engaging with the music. So when you're driving down the road and you're listening to the top 40, it's always the chorus that you join in with. Yeah, the lyrics are repetitive, the melody is repetitive. So that's what draws you in. That's how the music is constructed in that way. So you have the listening part, the engaging part. And then when you get to the instrumental section, the solo section, like in bachata we call that the mambo section, right? When the guitar's doing its solo, that's the opportunity for us as dancers and musicians to give our own little solo piece, right? So it's about using all those different structures and changing the energy. So the energy in the verse is lower than the energy in the chorus. So you have this wave of energy that flows through the song, and you want your dancing to reflect that changing in energy. Yeah? And then you have all these different rhythms that you're listening to. Like the one that we're listening to at the moment is reggaeton, and you have this rhythm underneath it called dembow. Yeah? And that's one rhythm that you can use. And then bachata is another rhythm. Son is another rhythm. Cha-cha-cha is another rhythm. Merengue, bolero. These are all different rhythms. And once you understand rhythm, again, it frees up your dancing, because rhythm is the foundation that you put everything else on top of. So you have that rhythm in your body, and then you add your upper body, your arms, your shoulders, your rib cage and everything else, but it's all built on that foundation of rhythm. So the more you understand music, the more you understand rhythm, it gives you so many more opportunities to play with the music and to play with your partner. When we're dancing all of these different dance styles, we learn what we call basic steps. And the thing is that basic steps they're not just steps. They're not just a way of moving around the dance floor. Each of these steps is a specific rhythm which is related to the dance. So if I'm dancing a salsa basic step, you should understand that it's salsa. If I'm dancing merengue, you should understand that it's merengue, just from the rhythm that I'm expressing in that basic step. So for beginners, it's really important to understand when they're doing their side step. Yeah? This is not just moving from side to side. This is a rhythm that they're creating with their body.